What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Patrick, aka Addicted to Combat, back for another week of best bets and props. This time it's for UFC Vegas 57, Tsarukyan versus Gamrot. Lightweight clash in the main event. Super fun fight card altogether. Forgive me if my voice is a little bit weak, a little bit gravelly. I'm losing my voice right now and have been all day. So I figured if I waited till tomorrow to do this, it might be gone altogether. And that's, I'm a gambler, but that's not a risk I'm willing to take, missing out on giving out such great content here. So bear with me. I'll try to power through this and make it, as quick as it usually is. Going over some confident fighters I have for this card, starting off with Tsarukyan, who is now at a minus 275 money line, which is getting a little bit wide for me. Not because I don't like Tsarukyan, but because Gamrot is such a serious, well-rounded threat as well. Both guys have really stellar records. But Tsarukyan has no real clear weakness in the striking, no clear weakness. He's got a very, very strong frame and strong ability to, battle it out against the cage and the clinch. And smothering top pressure as well if he ends up on top. So I think he can win this fight if it stays standing. I think he's the more powerful guy. I think he's the better counter striker. And if it goes to the mat, I think he is a threat there as well. So, obviously we've seen Gamrot go 5 rounds before. Tsarukyan doesn't really show any, detriment in his cardio so far, so I don't think that'll be a real issue either. And I think he does win this fight. I think he could do it inside the distance as well if Gamrot fades. Now, the next fighter that I'm confident in here is TJ Brown. TJ Brown is currently at minus 210 on the money line. He's just a step ahead on the feet by far. He's got better striking output, better aggression on the feet. He's more of a true, MMA wrestler. He's a better wrestler that way. Usually more active and more, he transitions better on the mat than his opponent Shayilan Nordin-Beck, who struggles mightily to put up numbers on the board striking. So I think TJ Brown could keep this standing if he wants to. I think he would once again, kind of like the fight we just talked about, Tsarukyan. I think he could win this fight pretty much anywhere. So, but a big advantage in the stand-up for TJ Brown is really why I'm picking him as a confident fighter here. And he is a minus 210 favorite, so the bookies do agree. But I just think, it's just going to be a much better point-scoring, decision-winning style for TJ Brown in this fight, as opposed to his opponent here. So give me TJ Brown to win this fight. Moving on to another confident fighter is Mario Batista. Now, Mario Batista is only a minus 165 on the money line versus Brian Kelleher. Now, Brian Kelleher is no slouch. He's a guy who's got a ton of veteran savvy experience here, a guy who hits hard and a guy who has a pretty nasty choke as well. But Mario Batista is going to be bigger, younger, faster. He seems to have a higher ceiling as far as where he can improve to at this age. And if he could just avoid making mistakes, I think he wins this fight. I think if he has more of an improved, flawless performance, and those mistakes would improve getting taken down. Those mistakes would include rushing into the pocket, recklessly and getting counter-struck by Brian Kelleher, or just like going for something weird like a takedown himself and getting guillotined. Those are the things, if he can avoid those things, I think he wins this fight. Keeps Brian Kelleher at the end of his strikes with his long frame and could potentially even end this inside the distance, could Batista. So Mario Batista, minus 165, I like that. One of my last ones here is Cody Durden at underdog price, which is plus 105 versus JP Bays. Both of these guys are pretty green in their UFC career so far. Pretty green as MMA, fighters in general. But both guys have a similar style. They're both wrestlers as their main base. However, Cody Durden has been able to utilize that a lot more in the UFC cage. Both guys have had to fight a pretty good array of opponents too, as far as like challenges so far in their career. I mean, we're talking about JP Bays had to fight Montel Jackson and Bruno Silva. Both did not go his way. Cody Durden actually has tasted victory in the octagon. He had a draw against Chris Gutierrez, who's no slouch. The Arichi Lang victory, but he also most recently he fought Mohammed Makayev, who is a young up-and-coming prospect. So all of Cody Durden's losses have been by sub. He lost to Jimmy Flick, who was amazing on the ground, and he lost to Mohammed Makayev, most recently by submission. So he's pretty durable so far as the striking goes. He did get cracked by Muhammad Mokaev, a flying knee or something like that. So that's just going to happen. I don't see JP Bays starting off. They're both fast starters too. And I just think that more of a point scoring style would be Cody Durden to get this to the ground, get some ground and pound, and excuse me. All right. Get my voice back here so I can finish this out. I just think that when both guys are fast starters, both guys are naturally going to fade as this fight goes on. I expect that Cody Durden can use his wrestling basically to secure a minute winning style, strikes from up top, and basically secure rounds 1 and 2, and then maybe coast to a victory in round 3. But JP Bays might tire out from all the defensive grappling as well. So at a plus money price, I like Cody Durden here. Moving on to some props, Shavkat Rakhmonov. I'm really confident in this week. He would be a confident fighter, but the money line is just a little bit too much. Minus 410 against Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal has more experience than literally anybody else at welterweight currently. He's got more time in the cage, more decision wins than anybody, and I think he has more wins at 170, or as many wins at 170 as George St. Pierre. So the guy's been around. He's such a generalist, this Jeff Neal, that he gives people trouble who, if you suck at grappling, he can out-grapple you. If you're not good on the feet, he can outstrike you and make it close and take you to decision. But that's the problem with Shavkat Rakhmonov, is that he really doesn't have any clear weaknesses here. If Jeff Neal tries to wrestle with him, I think Shavkat wins that battle. If he tries to strike with Shavkat Rakhmonov, I think Rakhmonov can knock him out. Jeff Neal has proven durable, but, he's been knocked out by Lorenz Larkin and Santiago Ponzinibbio only. But he's been knocked down by Kelvin Gastelum. Hector Lombard knocked him down. And then most recently, Max Griffin even knocked him down, causing a split decision. It was a very close fight. So, Jeff Neal, I think he can always go to decision. He manages to survive, but his durability, I don't think, is anything legendary. And I think Shavkat could put him out here. Now, Shavkat, inside the distance, is only minus 150, and he is 15-0, only has won inside the distance. Never been to a decision, with 8 knockouts, 7 submissions. So to transform his money line, which is minus 410, to minus 150 inside the distance, I'll take that bet. Excuse me. Moving on to another one that I like is Gamrat Suruki, fight does not go to decision, minus 135. Both guys are very durable because they've never really lost that much, right? Mateusz Gamrot never been finished. He only lost the split decision to Guram Tutanaladze. And Arman Tsarukyan is, both of these guys actually, coincidentally enough, have 7 knockouts and 5 submissions. So they're potent finishers everywhere the fight goes. And that's why I like this fight does not go to decision. They have 25 minutes in a main event to figure out and exploit the weakness of the other, capitalize on a mistake, and that mistake can be made on the feet or on the ground. So the fact that they're such potent finishers, both of them, I think one of these guys will slip up. I'm thinking it's going to be Mateusz Gamrot, but you never know. They could slip up on the ground, they could slip up on the feet and get counter-struck, put out. They're both so hard hitters for 155 and both so slick on the ground. I like the fight doesn't go to decision. 25 minutes to make something happen for only minus 135 on the prop. The next one is a little bit easier. Josh Parisian taking on Alain Baudel, the under 2.5 at the same price tag as before, minus 135. I shouldn't really have to explain this one too much. I mean, it's 2 morbidly obese guys. I think one of their hearts, if not both, will stop beating by the time, it gets halfway through the 3rd round. And that could not, it's possible that doesn't happen, right? It's possible that they gas out so hard, that they don't have the finishing power, but I think one of these guys will fold. If you need some numbers to be attached to this, 14 of 19 fights for Josh Parisian have finished under 2.5, and for Alain Baudel, 9 of 12 have finished under 2.5. Now, there's more fights on their record that have finished, but these are the ones that are specifically under 2.5, the way that the prop is set up. For only minus 135, I like that bet a lot. going over my top 6 confident fighters that I've paired off into 2, 4, and 6 leg parlays, as I usually do. I've got Arman Tsarukyan and TJ Brown parlayed for plus 105 odds. I then have Shavkat Rakhmonov and Thiago Moises parlayed. That 4-leg parlay is plus 258. And then I've added, so we've got Arman Suruki and TJ Brown, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Thiago Moises, Mario Batista, and Cody Durden as the underdog that will juice this up to plus 1,000 odds. So 10 to 1 odds. For Durden added in there mostly. A lot of these are pretty low money line, like Batista's pretty low, minus 165. The only big money line here is Shavkat Rakhmonov. But then adding Cody Durden as the underdog in this play at the bottom, he really juices this up to 10 to 1 odds. I like that. So there we have it. My confident fighters, a few good props, and a 2, 4, and 6 leg greasy parlay for a big payout. Hopefully when I return to, do the recap video on Sunday, I'll have gotten my voice back. Hopefully it doesn't get worse and worse as the weekend goes on. Otherwise, I might just use my raspy voice to record a rap album or something I'll have out for you guys. So stay tuned for that. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I'll be back on Sunday to talk about the results of this. Good luck in all your betting action. I will talk to you guys next time. Cheers.